Yo guys, what is up? Max in our first Descendant video, and today I've got a quick video on a farm that is only going to be available for like the next 2 days, and it won't be available again for 4 weeks plus. So I strongly recommend doing it if you're trying to prep for Ultimate Sharen and the like season 2 launch of her. We've got a few things to talk about. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Let's get right into it. So Sharen has 4 abilities that are either Electric and Fusion, which are her main damage dealers, and then her like non-damage dealers are Electric Dimension. And prior to her ultimate coming out, you would only farm for like Electric Fusion reactors for her, which we'll talk about today. But with her new ultimate version, I think you might actually want Electric Dimension as well. They say in the transcript here and the video that they broke down in their like dev commentary that the like new ambush module will increase her movement speed and reduce the cooldowns of skills while used in stealth. Plus, if you kill an enemy while in stealth, it re-triggers stealth, so you have a mechanic that allows for almost infinite stealth. And it also changes the shock nut skill into an offensive skill, so it's a skill module that allows you to better utilize Sharen's concept as a stealth and skill DPS character. It sounds like shock nuts is going to be a big part of this ambushed mod, and I'm guessing it's going to be a better way to re-trigger stealth than her cutoff beam. And obviously shock nuts is currently dimension, and so for Sharen, for prepping, you would want to farm like Electric Fusion and Electric Dimension reactors. Obviously the Transcendent modules could change like the tags on these things, but I think it's a pretty safe bet to want to farm Electric Fusion and Electric Dimension reactors. Well, that's where this farm comes into place. Currently, if you go to the sterile lands and come to repository, there's something really cool that's happening here, and it goes away on Tuesday, so I strongly recommend doing it. And that is it is dropping Electric Dimension reactors in repository. We're getting Electric General Rounds Dimension reactors, but this area is also the dedicated drop. Remember that they added these like dedicated drops. It's also the dedicated drops for Electric Fusion reactors, and this isn't going to happen again for the foreseeable future. If we go to like sterile lands where this reactors are dropping as Electric Dimension, you can see like 3 weeks plus time, this won't happen again. So if you're looking for a very efficient farm to farm reactors for Ultimate Sharen, prior to her coming out, there isn't going to be like a better farm for a couple weeks. And so this is very efficient. Now let's talk about that. So for the missions to farm, if you want to kind of like relax and, you know, chill as a more like AFK farm, you can do Kuiper Mine as like Contagion Freyna. You can set up a Jaber to do it. You can do a little bit more like relaxed farm in Kuiper Mine and get a bunch of like Fusion and Dimension reactors. But if you're looking to like actively play and farm the most amount of reactors, I would recommend doing the Valby strat in this outpost. Basically, you set up Valby to infinitely go around the outpost with her 3. I'll show you the build that I'm rocking for it. But you just go around and don't kill the boss. That's the most important thing. You don't kill the boss. It's not a big deal if you do, because outpost timers are only 30 seconds. But you're basically just leaving her trail so that you can farm all of the ads spawning, and this will net you a ton of reactors per hour. In terms of the roles that you're looking for on the reactor, Sharen has 2 new Transcendent modules that is coming out. The first one is Area Suppression, that modifies her 4th ability, that sends out a bunch of like swords, and if you critical hit with those swords, they'll reduce your cooldowns so that you can spam your like swords more often. And so for that, I would strongly recommend trying to find an Electric Fusion reactor with skill critical hit chance and cooldown. Crit chance will allow you to, when you're critting with the swords, get more cooldown back, and more cooldown will let you spam the ability more. I think that's going to be a pretty impactful reactor to farm. Obviously, we don't know if the Transcendent module will change the like tag on it, but I would think Electric Fusion skill crit with cooldown is a pretty safe bet. For the like Dimension one with shock nuts, I think you're going to definitely be looking for damage, and also it says that you can re-trigger the stealth if you get a kill in it. So I think you're going to want to be looking for enough damage so that you can kill things. So for that, you're probably still going to be building into crit. So I think a full damage reactor could be really interesting, such as like crit damage and like electric damage. So all of your abilities are just going to be hitting a lot harder. Sharen's going to be speccing into crit chance or like crit pretty readily. If you're looking for like a little bit more uptime on that. Cooldown and duration could also be really nice. The only thing is it says that if you kill an enemy in stealth, it re-triggers. So I think we're going to want to be more prioritizing the like damage part of making sure that we can get those quick kills in stealth with like one shot rather than like the cooldown and duration, because hopefully you should just be able to infinitely trigger that stealth. This is the Valby build that I rock for the outpost. If you are noting that the boss is taking damage from your abilities, you're going to want to drop skill expansion. It's actually almost better for like mobbing to do the outpost to get rid of your range, simply because if you're killing the boss, you're going to be slowing down your time, and it's a lot easier to avoid the boss if you have less range. But this is the setup that I rock for Valby for running those outposts. If you're not interested in farming for like a Dimension 1 at all and you just want to focus on Fusion, this week does have a pretty solid farm for Electric Fusion in Mirage Stone, doing the same like Valby strategy, although it'll be once again like dropping for not Blue Beetle weapons. I'm pretty sure this is for special rounds, so you would need to imprint as well. In terms of what weapon you'd want on your reactor, I would strongly recommend imprinting the Blue Beetle. I wouldn't do that until like we actually have Ultimate Sharen and see all the changes. But like as it stands of now, Blue Beetle is technically her best weapon because it buffs up her crit chance by about 6% on a 4 out of 4, which I think will be pretty impactful when crits are going to be resetting our cooldown, and all that crit chance will probably matter. But I wouldn't recommend imprinting anything until like we actually see Season 2 go live. Now, the last thing I did want to mention is if you don't get around to this farm, there are going to be some changes happening to reactors when Season 2 goes live. The devs did confirm in the most recent Q&A that's kind of just been ongoing for like many days, that they're going to be removing the like specific primary mountings on weapons. So for example, this instead of being clairvoyance in Season 2 would just change to like beam weapons. Instead of it being like the Peacemaker, it'll just be hand cannons. And so weapons and reactors are going to be a little bit easier to farm in Season 2, but you're specifically still going to want like the Blue Beetle. So I don't think it hurts to farm reactors right now. So yeah, guys, that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Peace.